This is IBN headquarters, and you are watching CNN-IBN.
Okay, time for our special, and you do get a faint idea of what this new software does. Blippar, a new concept in mobile advertising, which has been around for a while, has now arrived in India.
And this is an app that works via a smartphone camera, and it's bringing to life everyday products. And there's an Indian angle too. The brain behind this wonder is an Indian. We'll be meeting him. He's right here in the studio. But first, a look at this report by Sahil Meghani.
You can have even a 3D experience of buying a sandal or something like that.
No, that's not a 3D film, but a new genre of advertisements targeted at increasing consumer brand interaction, and is the brainchild of a 3-year-old company called Blippar, which has made its debut in India recently. Blippar provides an app for your smartphone which uses augmented reality and image recognition technologies to bring more interactivity to your brands.
When you look at something and you're curious about it and you want to know more, you just point your phone's camera via Blippar and you get to know more.
To help you understand how Blippar makes creativity dimensionless, let me give you an example. To understand this, all you need is a smartphone, a Blippar app, and a Blippar-enabled media. Take a look. So you need a Blippar app, click on it. Plus, you will need a media like this, which is Blippar-enabled. You need to zoom in on the logo, and there you go. The 3D game has been enabled. And here's the Indian angle. One of the Blippar's co-founders is Indian-born Ambarish Mitra. Founded in 2011, the company has some of the world's top brands on its client list. So why is it now expanding to India?
You've got about 900 million mobile users, right? You have close to more than 100 million social media users. Out of that, 80% use social media through phones.
The Blippar team says they also envision working for India's public sector and contribute to PM Modi's Digital India campaign.
The Prime Minister wants so many public policies communicated today, and the digital communications may not be enough. So if he wants cleanliness drives, all those road signs and signposts and objects, you can ask people to blip that and get guidelines. It will save him a lot of energy and make communication easy.
While Blippar has had success in the West, in India, where 3G technology is yet to become widespread, the challenges are many. In New Delhi, I'm Sahil Meghani.
And joining us in the studio this evening is the man himself, Ambarish Mitra, CEO and co-founder of Blippar. Congratulations, first of all. You've launched in India. Karma and I tried to use Blippar before the show began to try to figure out how do we do this, but we clearly feel we're not so tech savvy. So why don't you show us how we can use Blippar?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. So this is a typical Coke can. I bought this from Europe because it's a valid campaign. And this Coke can is communicating here that blip the can and bring it to life. So there's a large call to action actually on the product, so the user knows that this is not just a product, it's a media. When you put the Blippar app on the can, literally, you see this content appear, which is music streaming from Spotify, and it shows today's top 50 tracks that is trending based on who you are. and where you are. And that's just amazing. Like, how can just a random object start giving you multimedia just by pointing your phone's camera at it? And that's what we're trying to do here.
So the information it's giving may not have anything to do with Coke, but...
No, it's almost Coke's decision. So Coke has decided to, all right, you obviously know what the drink is about. We have so much additional content we want to get excited about. Here you go. You can get it straight from the can.
So, in future, say there's a tragedy, like say in Kashmir, and some of the multinational companies wants to help some of the NGOs. So it's chosen 10 NGOs. You have the Blippar app. That logo is there. You click on it. The moment you click on it, will you get names of 10 NGOs, the bank accounts, how to transfer money, that kind of details?
Absolutely.
Will that work?
Almost, let's treat it, everything that has happened in the internet since its evolution in the last 20 years. You could use it for commerce, you could use it for charity, you could use it for entertainment, you could use it for promotion. All of it that is possible in Blippar today.
And the other thing I wanted to ask, Palki and I love cooking. So if I go to a grocery store, I see meat, and there's a Blippar logo there. If I click on the Blippar logo, will I get 10 recipes?
Absolutely, and you should try it on your Heinz ketchup bottle tonight.
Yes, and then the other thought that came to my mind when you said that this is the future of internet surfing. When I go to the park with my kid and I see a flower that I don't know the name of, can I use Blippar and tell my child this is what
this
the plant
is? What we're trying to build, and that's why what we've started is a key movement. Because today the main access to the internet is via search engines. And search engines primarily depend on your description of the world or your description of a problem. But most humans are incapable of describing what they're seeing, and Blippar knows what you're seeing. And adding that context and giving you relevant information is the future. And I predict in 5 years from now, there'll be 2 ways of accessing information on the planet. One is searching for things, which is very research-based. And then another is spontaneous serendipity, but just by looking at things as you're walking around the world.
Right. I can see both of us are quite awed by the app, but we want to know about you too. Because every now and then, somewhere in the West, one guy from India appears and does something crazy, something successful, and we all jump around saying, "Oh, he's from India, he's from India." What did you do? How did you come up with Blippar?
I mean, I grew up in India. I was here till the age of 19, pretty much in Gurgaon. And I moved over to London, did my higher studies over there. And I've been trying to, doing lots of different startups in technology space, and almost had 10 years of failures before. And I always don't call it failures, I call it failure is actually feedback to success.
Like that.
And finally, Blippar happened pretty much out of a joke, where me and my co-founder Omar, we were hanging out in a pub in England, and I made a joke of, imagine if the Queen came out of a banknote and she asked for the bill when we were paying the money. And Omar, who's an Imperial College computer vision graduate, he made that joke into a reality. And 6 months later, we had a eureka moment that if the Queen could come out of a banknote, and which is just an image, we could pretty much build a world which is one form of image which we see with our eyes.
It sounds incredible. It sounds revolutionary. I have no words to describe how it opens up a world of possibility.
It is.
But for starters, what you're looking at here, you're saying that you have more than 1,200 companies you're working with globally. In India, what are you looking at over the next year, 2 years?
So next 1 to 2 years, the key objectives we're here to achieve, that we want to focus on 6-7 major sectors like FMCG, automotive, education, healthcare, the public sector, government, retail, and lastly, not the least, entertainment. These are very Blippar-friendly sectors. There's huge opportunities of improvement and excitement. And in terms of key achievements, I anticipate in next 12 months, we'll have definitely few multiples million users in the country. We would have at least 50 leading Indian brands on the platform, and we will truly have impact how brands actually communicate to the world of users and marketers, because there's a large opportunity here, because marketing has actually, and this is just my opinion, it's become quite dull, and it's become very one-dimensional. Like, it's the same paper and it's the same banner ad on internet, and it's the same clicking into YouTube videos. Blippar makes things a lot more exciting. It's three-dimensional. It's a very, very creative platform, and I say the only limitation with Blippar is your own imagination.
Okay, two questions. One, what's the craziest implementation that you've done or are going to do on this app? The second question is, has Facebook already started asking you to sell your company?
No, Facebook hasn't done that, but few companies have approached us, and I cannot take their names, but we're very conscious of the business that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for any company, and it'll be a shame to sell it for a few $1 billion. This is a true business which could become a legacy, literally the way of the world, how people interact in the future, and it'll be a shame to short sell it. And that's my dream. It's not to sell it for a certain value, but to build something long term. And what was the other question?
The craziest application possible.
I mean, it's like you're asking to choose my favorite kid. Tons of applications are there, and particularly the ones I'm more excited about are in the education sector. I wasn't very good in school. I mean, pretty bad almost.
Okay, hope for all of us.
Yeah.
Giving so many people hope. You say you failed for 10 years, and you're saying I was not good at studying, and you created a product like this.
So what happens is, in education in particularly, the top 50% of kids in school, they do well irrespective of standard of education teachers. I always feel education is not about the top 50% doing well, it's the actually bottom 50% doing well. That's the standard of education should be measured in. And one of the applications we build is where subjects like maths, physics, chemistry, which is losing popularity, and how they are taught, because it's quite mundane in a two-dimensional book, and books aren't going anywhere. Imagine if those books can come out in three-dimensional space when you blip it. So you're trying to solve a problem like calculating the volume of a pyramid. It's very dull when you read it mathematically. If you can see how the pyramid is being formed and how the calculations of each angles are, or what's the shortest way to travel the ship around an island, all these things. Visually, the human brain adapts and learns a lot better than just reading.
Anybody who's read Harry Potter will attest to this.
Yeah.
These are things that those kids do in the Hogwarts School of Magic.
Absolutely.
And
this is,
hope
to put it simply, this is Harry Potter put
to our educational system. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
One line of yours for me to carry on, that is what? Failure is a feedback to success. We all can remember that.
all the very best to you.
Thank you very much.
With that, time for us to head into a short break coming up ahead.
Lives lost, livelihoods lost, homes lost, businesses lost. Some lost forever.